What up, everybody? This is episode 7, and once again, this is BTR Boxing and Boxing with Jeff. So we're gonna get into these fights from this weekend. That Paul and that Tyson. So, what's your intake on that one?
I mean, was it a fight? I mean, all right, let's keep it positive. As far as positives, there was a lot of views. Like, holy cow, they did break records.
108 million.
I mean, wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a minute for someone to even come anywhere close to that. So that right there is amazing.
But that just shows you too the almighty force of Tyson. Like, come on.
And that's what I was trying to say. He's a main event.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. He's main event for a reason. You know what I mean? The name carries itself. It's Iron Mike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was no disrespect to the ladies, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as main event,
Yep.
It was a show, and I mean, I think as cool as we could keep it. It was a show. I mean, It was never really a fight, I guess.
It was a most definitely exhibition.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know what was going on, but I mean,
exhibition. It was an exhibition.
Yeah.
I mean, Iron Mike didn't get hurt.
No, thank God. They both walked out the ring safe and went home to their families.
Right.
So, but I was expecting a little bit more.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at 58, what do you expect? You got to take your hat off for the man just for getting in the ring. I mean, no matter who the opponent is. And then, at that, being a young killer of, Jake Paul, what he's doing, for the sport. And, I mean, and as far as promotion-wise, he putting up numbers.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the numbers speak for themselves. I mean, records, right? So the kid's breaking records, so.
Like I said, you got MVP Promotions, linked up with his partner, and they got Amanda Serrano on there, and that's dope to start off with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And other fighters as well. But as far as to have a champion of that caliber on their roster is nice.
Right. Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, she's getting paid record numbers, so shout out to Amanda Serrano. If anyone in the women's division deserves it, is Amanda Serrano.
Oh yeah,
she's been around for a minute,
and she's a 2-divisional champion currently. So her to step up and chase greatness like other fighters have, that's amazing.
Right. That fight was fight of the year. Fight of the year.
Got to be fight of the year.
Yeah, to me, that was more of the positives, was being able to see something like that. I mean, record numbers, like we said, and they were able to see these ladies go at it. So
most definitely
amazing.
Warriors going back and forth.
Yeah, I mean that cut was something else. I mean, that was a nasty cut that Amanda had suffered early on in the fight. I'm actually surprised they didn't stop the fight, to be honest with you. I mean, that cut was.
But I'm saying one thing in women's boxing. We need to get more time for these rounds, like at least 2.5 minutes. It don't got to be the full 3, but 2 minutes is just teasing us. Like, these women are barely getting it off, barely getting off. So
for championship fights, I agree.
For
real. Championship fights,
at least championship fights,
right. For championship fights, it should be 3. I mean, just like everything else, it should be a slow progression towards it. But once you start getting towards title contention, you should be fighting probably 3-minute rounds. I agree.
Got to be.
I think that's something that will start progressing now that the sport is starting to progress too. Because at the same time, I mean, as far as boxing and women's sports, it hasn't been as popular as it is now. So, I mean, now that it's growing and there's more active women fighters, I think, it'll definitely start towards 3 minutes. Absolutely. I don't see why not.
We want to see more action. We get enough action, but a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, at least a championship fight, absolutely. Yeah. I agree. Yeah.
But again, sorry to go off subject, but that got to be fight of the year. Take your hat off to Amanda Serrano for battling through that headbutt. She was getting headbutted a lot, which caused the cut. So, and for her to go through that and keep getting hit in that eye and keep going, that was dope.
Yeah, I mean,
that was nice.
Yeah, and then especially once, I think it was was a jab. I mean, there was a lot of headbutts, but I mean, I think that she jabbed her once after to really open it back up.
Yeah, because once she seen that the cut was open, then she started targeting for it, which everybody else would have done the same thing, but it got calls from her, the dirty headbutt.
No, it was a headbutt hands down for sure. For sure. But when she opened it more up, I really thought they were gonna stop the fight.
Yeah.
The fact that not only didn't stop the fight then, and then she just kept the pace going and didn't slow her down, didn't change up her game plan. A lot of people feel she won. Either way, the way you saw the fight, it was a close fight. I thought it was an amazing fight.
Yeah.
Can't disagree with either way you saw the fight. Me personally, I did think Amanda won, but not mad at the decision at the same time. It was a close fight.
Yeah. Same here. I think Amanda pulled it off. But I mean, obviously the judges, it wasn't on their side that night. They seen something different. They thought Katie Taylor pulled it off. At most it should have been a draw again. Well, a draw because the first one's even a draw. That one should have been a draw. But it is what it is, and it was what it was. But Amanda Serrano's still a 2 divisional champion. Yeah. Still can go back to her division, over there and just still rule like she has been doing forever. 7-time division champion.
Right.
Like that's historic right there, right. Especially for boxing, period, and women's boxing.
Right.
So shout out to Amanda Serrano and our whole team, and thank you for giving us 2 great fights.
Right. Nothing to be disappointed about. I mean, if they were to announce they're fighting again, who would be mad? Right, for real. That was a great fight.
Yeah, for real.
Great fight. I mean, that was fight of the year, like I said. So yeah. I mean, that to me was a highlight of the card itself.
Had to be.
Yeah.
Had to be. All guts and glory on that. So
yeah, absolutely.
And then we can even get into we got to discuss Barrios.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They went back and forth. Both men got dropped.
Yeah.
What you think about that one?
I thought Barrios showed championship heart. He did what he had to do as a champion. Yeah. He got hurt, but got back up and still won the fight. Yeah. Got hurt various times and still maintained composure enough to still do enough to take a decision home. Whichever way I think you saw the fight. I personally thought he pulled it off. You got to take the championship from the champion. I don't think the challenger Ramos did enough to convince that he took the belt. I thought it was more a draw type of fight.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad that he kept his belt. But shout out to him.
And him being a champion and being A-sign as he should. That's why he probably did win. Right. You know what I mean? He probably did do a little bit more.
I mean,
a draw fight for sure.
Right. I mean, to me, he did more than enough to at least keep his belt.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I saw enough from the challenger to say, yeah. I mean, he took the belt tonight. I don't think we saw that.
No, yeah, he tried to come back at the end, but
yeah,
that was a cool show.
Yeah, it was a great fight. So. Great fight. So to me, that was the pluses as far as that show. Was the fights underneath, which were the championship fights.
Yeah.
So those were great.
Yeah.
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 So as far as what's next, they did announce today was a press conference for Benavidez and Morrell.
Yeah.
February 1st, T-Mobile Arena in Vegas.
Yeah. Shout out Team Benavidez. Shout out Team Morrell. May the best man win. I mess with both guys. You know what I mean? You got 2 killers in there that's about to go in. They about to do some explosive stuff. It's gonna be a historic night of boxing. Another classic, another one for the books. As far as my intake on the fight, you know what I mean? Probably the edge would go to Benavidez. More experience. You know what I mean? Big puncher, big outlet of punches. You know what I mean? Punches and bunches. Footwork isn't the greatest, but he does enough to get his opponents out of there. Yeah. As far as David Morrell, fresh and fairly new, and I've just seen nothing but dogness from him. Just killer. All the fights that I watched of him, and despite both men of their last bouts, they went up to 175, and obviously weight classes for a reason. Some can't just go up and just walk through people. But, both men didn't do that. And they both had a test, that night. And they both, became victorious. So, it was a good test. And then they both about to fight again at that same weight. So, that's going to be the most interesting part.
Yeah.
Who's going to carry that power to that 175.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, to me, they both showcased their first fight I mean, nothing unusual. I think it's your first fight at a heavyweight. 175 is a big jump from 168.
Yeah.
So not to for him not to be able to stop his opponent, especially an opponent that has been a durable contender for a minute.
Yep.
Not surprising, but at the same time, Benavidez is Benavidez, so I think he will be more accumulated to the weight this time around.
Yeah,
which is going to be another
because he probably walks around like that or heavier, just on a normal basis, not
right.
Not just having to be at a certain weight for fight night,
Right.
So
that's what I'm saying. So to me, I think it's going to be a better performance in this fight. So to expect the same thing we saw in the first fight at 175, I think you would be in for a rude awakening. I do expect Benavidez to come in high volume, do what he does, press forward.
I know for sure. I'm expecting stoppage from one of the men. Stoppage, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm expecting the stoppage. The power that both of these men possess is going to be crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and we ain't seen too much of the training yet, but behind the scenes, I'm pretty sure both men is ready to go. You know what I mean? There's still time away until February 1st, but it's gonna go by very fast.
I mean, there's a lot on the line. I mean, the winner's going to be guaranteed a shot at the undisputed champion. So you'd be a fool not to show up 100 and 150, 175% ready.
Yeah.
So more than a game. It's going to take everything.
Game.
Yep. So. And then Morrell's been chasing this fight for about 2 years now. So there has to be something.
Benavidez. That's all he say.
Right.
And that's what he wanted, and I'm glad he got it. Yeah, shout out to Al Heyman and PBC again for this. Like, for real.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight, great show. It's in Vegas. Yeah. I'm expecting fireworks. It's a perfect fight style-wise.
Yeah.
The guy that comes forward versus the boxer-puncher. So nothing to be disappointed about there as far as matchup.
Yeah, and the card's not too bad itself either.
No.
So they got a nice little lineup leading up to the main event.
Yeah.
So, that night's going to be a good night of boxing. Like I said, another classic.
Yep.
And for me, every night of boxing is a classic night. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
That one punch.
Exactly.
So.
Yep. You never know in boxing, exactly. So.
And you never know what round it's going to come in. So that's an interesting forte for that. So.
Yeah.
Most definitely. But the press conference, that was lit.
Yeah.
Both men talking crap to each other.
And, I mean, I know a lot of people. A lot of people might not understand what they were saying back and forth, but I mean, it was very interesting to see them finally be able to go face to face, actually verbally instead of on the internet. So
exactly, and literally the first time coming face to face, just going at it.
Yeah,
it just took me back to the Floyd days. Like I said, him and Robert Guerrero, when back behind the scenes, they was going at it. So it's bad blood for sure in the works.
Yeah,
ain't no friendships over here.
No.
So.
Yeah,
it's about to be crazy.
Yeah, this fight has a lot on the line. Bad blood. I mean,
on the line.
It writes itself. It's going to be a guaranteed show.
Yep, you got 2 titles up at that too. So
2 interim.
Yeah, 2 interim titles.
2 interim titles.
So interims are the key to the city. They get you to the next step to become the real champ. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's guaranteed for the winner to get a shot. So there's a lot on the line on this one.
Exactly.
So it's going to be a great show. Man. Great show.
I can't wait.
Press conference was interesting, like you said.
And I know Benavidez on his end, it's bad blood because he said Morrell has been disrespecting him, disrespecting his father, disrespecting his brother, so he's taking it personal. He said he wants to break his face. Mm-hmm. So, hopefully somebody gets their face broken. And I'm not saying Morrell. I'm not even saying Benavidez, but one of y'all, because I know, like I said, the power y'all possess is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they both have power, but at the same time, they both can go 12 rounds, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of fuel in the tank there. So
yeah, and to be big man like that and be durable and can go 12, that's impressive.
Yeah. So
and skills pay the bills. Yep. So you got to remember that.
Yep. It's gonna be a good show. Good main event. Good undercard, like you said. Nothing to be disappointed about. So shout out PBC for another great one.
Yep. And I know Morrell was going back at him too. So I don't know what he was saying, but I know it was some fire. I know it was some fire. So shout out to Morrell again.
Yeah, it was just a bunch of smack talking, basically. Nothing.
Really I know Ronnie Shields about to get you right. So
yeah,
I have seen. I've seen the picture of you and Charlo. So Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fight.
Training camp about to be up there.
The training camp, the lead up, the behind the scenes, everything's gonna be fight week. Yeah. So it's gonna be a good show. I can't wait.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So,
with that being said, I mean, until next week, we got a couple things on the line that we may hear, but until everything's official, it's a whole lot of nothing, right?
Yeah. Until next week, next episode, tune in, like and subscribe. Thank you for the support and everybody rocking with BTR Boxing and Boxing with Jeff. This is episode 7. We out. Peace.